if we are. Happy Easter! We're sitting in the garden, and I don't know if we're totally live. Sometimes I push the wrong button. Oh, a turkey vulture.
Well, there's I can't read it, but there's numbers up the top there.
Yes, and it says there's nobody here, which means I might have skipped one. I put down public, but then everybody's probably eating a wonderful Easter dinner. And if nobody comes in a few minutes, not a single. Oh, we got. Oh, we got. I should turn it around so you can see. Okay, I wasn't sure if I did it right. I'm looking at a turkey vulture in the air. Happy Easter. We just came outside to sit for a few moments and say Happy Easter. Where's the camera? Oh, there it is. So what do you have to say? Oh my gosh, you're going to spin through. Tina, hi. Matthew, hi. It's going to go real quick, remember. I know somebody told me how to slow it down. You're lucky you got me to even get this thing turned on. D-I-A, how would you pronounce it? Andy, hi. Sharon, hi. Everybody's saying hi, hi. Patricia, can you read that?
No, I
Trish,
can't.
you can't read that. Roberta, another Roberta. Now they know I'm really a Roberta. I'm going to spin it around so you can see. Well, maybe I'm not going to spin it around. Do you see how, oh, there it is. Ah, there's the garden. It's coming along. Oh, it disappeared. I wanted to say hi to somebody else. It's Matilda and Nina. There's the garden. I've been working, and it's just such a beautiful day. I hope it stays really nice. Now it's spinning really fast, so I won't be able to say hi to everybody. We just wanted to come on for a minute. I'm going to unplug my battery. I have my tablet plugged in. I can take you for a little walk. Oi, I got to get up. And there it is. Look at this. It's starting. I'm actually getting real zucchini seeds growing now. So that's the start. And tomatoes. So all is good. I can come over here and say hello to you. So what have you been doing today? I haven't seen you most of the day. Oh, you've been playing with dragonflies.
Yeah, I've been working on some of my ponds.
I've been working out here. Look at this. Look at this. I can take around the camera. Isn't this gorgeous? These are seedlings. Well, should I give them a sneak peek on let me show you what I'm doing. I'm working on a video. Look at this. My seedlings? Is that cool? Everybody's screaming Happy Easter. I'm going to have to go back and wish you all Happy Easter afterwards because it's coming through. We're in 10A. Somebody wanted to know. We're in zone 10A. That has worked out so good to get my seeds started. And then I put my cucumbers out here today, which started, of course, it started in a plastic bag. Then they were put in here, which is working fantastic. I don't have to keep it on my windowsill anymore. And then my garlic I've got to get out. And then I'm going to get this planted. I've been working on my wall over there. I was going to work today, but it got so bright. So I figured I'll wait. And I think it's pretty good. I think it's coming along fairly quick, all this. So this is all, I don't want to use the word done. We're never done. But every single tote here is full. I don't have anything in this one yet. This is just sitting here. See? So I'm going to get a zucchini in there. Do not expect me to read anything. I'm in the bright sunlight and things are rolling. So that's it. Otherwise, we came out here and I figured I'd say, there's my bird feeder I made. Oh, it's always full of birds. They probably finished the food already. No, there's a little bit left. And then there's the papayas. Isn't that cool? There's the garden over there. I haven't even done a video on this yet. Look at this. I have strawberries from the bucket I made. Is that cool? We'll get into that another day. And that's it. This is my happy place. This is so nice. I come out in the morning and I have coffee here. And it's just so nice. It's just, I'm just so happy with this. So I can't even think of anything else to say. Let's see. I'll come back to you and see if you've got anything to say. Can you believe I'm at a loss for words? Yes, there's thousands. Okay, so Matthew's got thousands of hummingbirds. You know what? You guys are going to get a lot of hummingbirds because I've noticed the past few days a lot of them started to leave. So that means they're starting to head up north. Oh, thank you, Roberta. Thank you. It's coming along. It's coming along. I've got so many gardens. It's so hard to do anything here. It's like I want to do this. I haven't done anything much on the deck. Then I come out here and I work on this. I'll walk you over here real quick. This I'm excited with because this is something I didn't get to last year. Let's see how far I can go. And I'm getting this set up. And I am going to layer this. I'll show you what I'm going to do. It's getting a sneak peek on what I'm going to do. Let me step back. I'm going to have something on the bottom, probably zucchini, so that goes down, and then cucumbers or whatever I want on the top to go up there. Isn't that cool? So I hope to get, well, I hope to get that done by tomorrow. It was supposed to be done yesterday. And then what else is going on? Haven't worked on the chair garden yet. I don't know if I can walk that far without losing everybody. I don't know how good the internet is. But I had just started to work on the chair garden. So little by little, and then of course Gary's been working on the ponds. And then the wall I haven't started yet. No hurry, but I'll get that real soon. And then here I'm gonna get that. A lot of this is all from last year and it's still growing so much food. Look at this. If you guys are growing, I want you to see this. I'm still getting zucchini on this plant that is a year old, and that's because of that. It's the only reason. Look how good this is. I compost in here. Let me put the lid back on. I'm going to do a better one this year. And it seeps in there, and it constantly feeds this old plant, which I will be pulling out. And I'm still getting zucchini. All the rest are gone. But that was the only one that had a compost in place, a second one, and it really feeds that plant. Okay, look at the mess, but little by little, we're getting cleaned up. Let me step over here. Get out of the sun. It is so bright today. But it's coming along. It's coming along. I think it looks okay. Okay, there's so much coming through. I can't read. But we wanted to wish everybody a good weekend. Hope you had a whole good weekend and a happy Easter. And for some of you, happy Passover.
And if you're in Australia, happy Easter Monday.
Easter Monday. So that's what's going on. Not much. Just a nice, quiet day. There's that house on the hill. That one-story house. So they tell me, one story. They don't count the back half. You tell me how that works. I don't know, but everybody's got their own rules and regulations. So that's it. Just hanging out. Isn't that pretty? And the water feature, I can't wait to get, I'm going to try to make a cement ball. Oh, look at all the birds. Should. Okay, Matthew, that means I have to go back and find it. And I can't. I believe you me, I didn't grow up with computers. Look at that. Oh, they all left. Oh, the closed bucket fountain for the chickens would work out good. Oh, let me close this back. Okay. And you know what? I think I can. Oh, I just learned something. I can find you all. I can scroll, Gary. Look. I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah.
DM, she's got peppers and zucchinis. We got little peppers, but no. And then the pepper from last year, the black cobra, is still growing. Hopefully the new ones will. Eliza, okay, she's saying hello from Central Valley. Oh, look, see, I learned something today. All I needed was my finger, and I can move things around. Okay, so Matthew said should. So there's a, oh, Matthew, your message is way down. Roberta says, hey, Gary, there is so much here. Okay, Matthew, I can't find it. I'll have to go back and find it later. I know, isn't it wonderful? You've got the spell correct, and you send somebody a message, and then you send it, and then you read it. It's like, I didn't write that. And the phone corrected everything, which wasn't correct to start with. Oh, so now I learned something. See, I didn't even know I can move this around. Zena, okay, you're after watching your videos on the feeder, she's nervous about everybody showing. Oh, the hummingbirds. Now keep in mind, like I've said, we started with like nothing, and it hasn't even been that many years ago. And then they just started building their numbers, and that's what happens. You think about it, because the hummingbirds will have anywhere from 2 to 8 babies in a year, and normally they wouldn't all survive. They wouldn't find enough food, but if they got enough food, they survive, and then they have babies, and they have babies like rabbits. Virginia is from Spokane. Hello. Karen, hello. Peanut butter jars. They, you know, the hummingbirds, I just put out a feeder here now. The hummingbirds love the peanut butter jars and they love the ice cream containers. It's so funny. I've got to do an update on that because there's easier ways of making the ice cream containers. I didn't know you can go back through. It's good I don't need glasses, but it's just, there's so many. Okay, I'm going to have to go through this later. But we just wanted to say hello now. The birds, every time I move, the birds fly off. But what is she doing? She put up a new feeder. Hey there. Okay, I think I'm messing up the video, so let's put that back. It only took me 30 minutes to get this thing to go live. See, I'm looking through. Dale, hello. Oh, Los Angeles. You live in an apartment. You can still grow something probably, or put out a hummingbird feeder. My brother's in LA. He put a hummingbird feeder out from the 99-cent store and he wrapped the wire around it. He was so excited, he's now got 2. I said, that's how it starts. Hello to Chicago. Okay. Oh, see, Tiger, thank you. You know, this is just the easy way to do it. I mean, if you want to make compost and you want to turn it and do it, I mean, that's fine. Everybody does it their way, but I'm too old and tired to do that. And plus, Mother Nature doesn't do it, so I'm just doing it her way. So it works for me. Steel Monkey, hello. And that's Dawn from Massachusetts. Oh, thank you. Oh, look at this. I can actually read things now. Oh, how cute. How do you pronounce the word D-I-A? Would that be Dia or Die? D-I-A.
Dia.
Dia? She got some strawberry plants from a little boy that started his own. That is so cute. I just bought some from on eBay, and I went back to get more. They're doing so well, and she's out. Matthew wants to know, do you guys keep fish? The fish we do keep, we don't have tropical fish. Been there, done that years ago. But I'll turn to Gary. He wants to know about your, let me make sure this isn't, okay. Look at your full face.
Well, look, the only fish I have are gambusia, which are mosquito-eating fish, and gee, what's the other ones called?
With the red ones?
Yeah, the red
ones. The red ones. Don't ask me.
Rosy red minnows.
I don't know one from another. They're in the pond and everything. He brings me today something that looks like a cockroach almost, and they're baby dragonflies. He's got that in there too. But the fish, we have fish in every pond. Every pond he has set up. We're not down there right now. Right now we're here in what I call the Rainbow Garden. It's easier for me to remember when I give everything a name. He has to have fish or we'd have mosquitoes, and he's got happy fish. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, the fish are the mosquito control more than anything else.
The 99-cent plastic is cheap. They last one. Yeah, you know, I've got 1 or 2 left that I bought from the 99-cent store like 4 years ago, and I've noticed that the past year, especially last year, I bought some before the lockdown. They didn't last at all. I hang them out, and the first thing that breaks on these now, oh, well, there it is the top. And see how they fade? They didn't do that before, so they changed the plastic, obviously. So I'm not going to overbuy, but let me say, for $1, and if you don't mind, it's only going to last for a year, then that's perfectly fine. Were you saying something? I'm sorry.
No, I was just going to say that the rosy red minnows, they're more for mutation of the fathead minnow.
So they're mutation?
Toughies.
Will both live really good here?
Yeah.
Okay, I think it's Garmel. They're starting their first container garden this year. I think you're really going to like it. The container gardening works whether you have too much rain or not enough. See, I keep my holes up, and it retains a little bit of water there. So on a really hot day, don't worry if things droop, because it's by nature they droop and then they'll pop up when the sun goes down. I always have water in there and they do really good. So we'll see. It's worked. You saw my chair garden. You had a lot of people saying, oh, they're all going to fall over. They did not. Nothing's had to be fixed. And every single tote still drains beautiful. So I'm just going to top dress it and go for it. And we had a ton of stuff, bro. I put out that little video I made at 3 o'clock in the morning the other day. And it's true, we have so much food, and I never videotaped everything. I never did clips. I want to do more clips because there's so much I never clipped. Like even I've got an asparagus plant here, which I moved here now, which was in another container, and right now it's just bushing out. But you can even grow asparagus in there, but we'll see how this one does. So I just love containers. I just absolutely love it's easy. I have a cat, so I have a cat stand 12 pails from my garden. True. Matthew said the minnows are easy to keep and they don't need a heater. They do really good in the cold.
They do really good. I think they can go up into Canada maybe too.
The minnows?
Yeah. I've had all sorts of tropical fish. I want something that I don't really have to maintain the water quality, and they do well in poor water quality.
Oh, DC loves dragonflies. Boy, does Gary breed a lot of dragonflies down there. Roberta's building 3 bird baths. Go ahead.
Yeah, some people have left comments about how my ponds may not be sort of the prettiest and the water quality doesn't look great, but you need to have water quality that dragonflies' food, the nymphs' food, will be able to live in.
The main thing is the ecosystem.
The ecosystem. I'm building ecosystems.
Oh, there's no goldfinches now. I was going to say they were just here. They come and go so fast. And we got all the birds. See the new feeder I put up, was it yesterday? They're using it. They don't care if the lid is cracked and it's going to disappear soon. No, it probably, actually, that lid that I threw together for the birds, that probably will last for a few months, and that's all. It didn't cost me anything. It was going to go in the trash, so now I've got a bird feeder. I don't even know where the stand came from. The lid I know. I had a container. That container? That was from Petco when my daughter worked there. Remember? They got the pink lid?
Yeah, they had dog treats in it or something?
Yes, so that's like well over 20 years old. So the container's long broke. Oh my goodness. Uh-oh. Let me see if it's somebody real. Nobody I know. Nobody I know. Hello? Oh! Okay, here, hold this. It's Devin. And you talk.
Okay.
Yes? Happy birthday?
Yeah, her grandson just called.
What number is this?
It's his birthday today.
I'm gonna have to keep track of this so I can call you every day, like 3-4 times a day, to see what you're doing. Is that all right? Oh, you're welcome. Enjoy it. I don't know what to get you, so that's the easiest thing for right now. We're live on YouTube, so now Gary's walking around with the tablet until the battery's gonna die soon. A happy birthday. 2 years you've missed. What? We're live right now. Just decided to go on and wish everybody happy Easter. So I figured, you know what, we're sitting out here in our garden. You saw it last week when we drove it, and it's so nice to sit out here under the umbrella. So Gary's walking around. You can talk, Gary.
Yeah, I know. I'm just trying to walk around and look around.
You missed 2 birthdays.
Yeah, I don't have my glasses, so I can't really read the screen.
You remember this, because this is history.
The papayas are doing really well.
Years from now, people are going to say, what happened? And you remember. Because this is something that I never had in my lifetime. And of course, even my mother has not had it in her lifetime, but my grandmother, nobody ever talked about it. So I had no idea about this. Think about this. This is skipped, my grandmother and me. 2 generations that have never had this. What happened now has not been in our lifetime. You think about it, so this is history, so remember this. Okay, well, I'm so glad you gave me your number now so I can call you all day. Have a good birthday. All right, I love you. You too. All right, bye-bye. I thought I didn't know that phone number. Now I've got my grandson's number. I told him I can call him all day. All he did was laugh, but he said okay. Okay, so see, I didn't know. Look at this. Happy Easter, Pamela. S. How do you do? Oh, how do I manage grubs? How do I manage grubs? How do you manage grubs? SD Sweet Pea 1. What kind of grubs? We don't manage grubs. Do we manage grubs? We don't.
No, I think the birds manage the grubs for us.
The grubs that get into the wood chips, we leave those, and they'll stay in areas where it's damp, and they're eating down. They're all part of the ecosystem, so I don't manage them. If you're talking, I don't know what exactly. You'll have to explain. Let's see, how many years does it take for an avocado tree to produce? You know, my first house, when I bought the house, I lived there for 15 years, and the last year before I moved, 2 years before I moved probably, it started to produce tons of avocado. So it takes quite a few years. 7 years? 10 years?
Yeah,
if it's going to produce.
Yeah, from seed, yeah.
Somebody had planted one from seed. And hello, Linda. Oh, fingers crossed, Linda. I'm sure you'll do great. Yeah, it takes quite a few years. That's why I'm not really looking to plant avocado trees unless I graft them, and I haven't done any grafting yet, really. So it will take quite a few years. But if you're growing the tree, you know, what do you have to lose? It's fun. Like I said, somebody planted one at this house I was at. It took probably, I don't even remember, let's say 10 years, 8 years. So it started, it wouldn't have been that long because I didn't like avocados. I'm trying to think how old the kids were. And then I started having avocados. And then by the time I liked them, I moved. So I'm going to say about 7 years till it starts. But you never know. Some things can start earlier. Kiddie pools at the drugstore. CVS, all aids. A Rite Aid. Rite Aid's got kiddie pools, Gary.
Okay.
You got yours at Lowe's this year.
I picked some up at Lowe's.
Kmart's got. Not Kmart,
Walmart.
Walmart's got.
Yeah, they're probably starting to bring that sort of thing in a little bit more.
Because of the holiday, yes.
Yeah, the drugstores especially.
I mean the summer coming. That's what I meant.
The drugstores wouldn't have them in the cooler months, but they will have them coming in for summer.
Buckets are good. Virginia lives in an apartment. Is your inspiration? I live in a 3rd-story apartment. Buckets are really good. I'm going to get into buckets. See? And I've got all kinds of ideas with buckets. These I'm going to tier. I haven't gotten to this yet, but I'm getting there real soon. And this is going to be for my pizza stuff. I'm going to grow parsley, peppers, some tomatoes, and then get some of my herbs in there, and that will be my pizza stand. But buckets are really, really nice. I'm starting to do more in buckets. A couple of my buckets, my daughter came over and took. So she suddenly likes buckets too. So buckets are really, really good. It doesn't matter, grow in whatever you want to grow in and try different things because sometimes something may work better for you. I use small buckets on the top. Look at this. This is just for layering. I'm just starting to grow some stuff in here. Look, let's see. Let's see if there's anything under. Oh, gosh, it's heavy. Oh, look, worms. Can you see the worms? This is nothing. I saw more earlier. They go up and down. I love layering because if this whole thing dried out, I always talk about this, it would be wet under here and the plants would survive just because of the layer. So let's see. Yes, I have not grown. The only cantaloupe I grew was a mistake, so we can't count that. But watermelon, yes. Watermelon in totes, yes. You're going to grow watermelon this year in totes, right?
Yeah, I grew watermelon and
the sugar babies
in a tote last year.
And when I say a mistake, I grew cantaloupe. That was a mistake. I grew cantaloupe from seeds I got from the grocery store, and they were hybrids, and they grew these awful little green things, and then I realized you can't take the seeds from the grocery store. So I would not do it that way again. But could you grow cantaloupe? Sure, because I grew watermelon in the chair garden last year. I grew some there, and then you grew, and then I grew some on the wall. That's right, I had some on the wall growing. Oh, there's a goldfinch. See what they do all day? I did a little video on that because I'm amazed how they pick the seed off, eat it, and put it under their foot. And they don't want to go back and try to eat the same seed. So they take it off and they split it, they eat it, and they hold it. And then when they leave, they just let everything fly. They're smart. So they're not checking the seed twice.
Yeah, with watermelon, for a tote, I would go for the smaller varieties.
Virginia, very true. When you layer and put buckets, you tend to have more worms because the worms can go into the tote, and if they feel too damp or whatever, they don't like it, they can gravitate up and down, and they like it. That tote really needed more soil, you can see that. But the problem is everything's starting to grow, so I'll leave it, and then I'll just fill it up a little bit more as it goes. But you can buy worms. I have idea about worms, and that's fine. They find the totes. And you'll find them sometimes, they'll actually crawl up the leg and they'll go in. But they also are hatching because I'm grabbing anything I can under, let's say, plants that are growing. Yeah, that's very cool about the bird. It is cool because I didn't notice this until a couple days ago. I was sitting out here and I thought, what is that goldfinch doing? He's still there. I thought, what in the world is he doing? And he had a whole pile under his foot. And then I realized he's not collecting it. He's actually just getting it out of the way. So he doesn't have to recheck the seed because the seeds are so tiny, he doesn't have to see, because they're eating the inside. They don't eat the whole seed. Like a sunflower seed, they're only eating the inside, the little bit of flesh inside. And that's what they do. So he doesn't want to look at it twice.
And that's sow thistle.
Okay, somebody just asked what's going on in your garden. Can you hold this for a minute?
Yep.
They want to know what's going on. Okay, I lost it already. Somebody asked what's going on in your garden. I just got dust in my throat.
Setting up more ponds. I'm getting.
What did I do?
I've got potatoes going. A lot of garlic, onions. All sorts of things.
There's a story behind that. I'm going to do a video, I think, on it. I have two. I don't know how many years ago it's been. 15? Oh, Devin is 15 today. So it's at least 14 years old, right?
Let's say 14 years ago.
I bought two of them 14 years ago. And they've been sitting here in the back room. And today, literally today, I dragged it out. You got it cleared so I can drag out. And nobody wants it. I had a very bright idea. Oh yeah, right. Of taking this to Disneyland because 14, 15 years ago, you can get a Disneyland pass for a year and it only costs like $200. In the beginning, they were like $150. So I thought I'll be bringing my grandchild in this because this thing wheels. It was from Circuit City. Circuit City was closing and they had all kinds of stuff and I bought both of them for $50. I looked it up. They were worth $400. I thought this was great and then it weighs a ton. And Gary came to pick me up. He came with his truck and he goes, you do realize you can't lift this thing to take this to Disneyland. So it never worked and we never went to Disneyland in it. So it's been parked inside. I once put it on Craigslist to see if I could get $100 for it. Nobody wanted it. It's for a grocery store, for a store, for kids. So today I brought it out. I looked at it. I'm putting a tote on it. And this way, in the hot summer, I can put lettuce in a tote on this. And when it gets really hot, I can find some place to wheel it and then wheel it back when I want. So that's what the car is for. I bought 3 shopping carts that day for $5. And you bought some material for next to nothing. It covered the whole ceiling.
Actually,
Let me come back over here because you bought something.
I got that.
Like a canopy.
I got the canopy for free
Oh, we gave you the canopy.
because the people bought it was a big circle of metal, and the people bought the metal. I think they were going to use it for a greenhouse or something, because that's what I thought when I saw it.
We weren't gardening.
We weren't gardening, but they bought it, but they didn't want the canopy. So there was a sign or canopy that came off it, and it was in the middle of the store, and it had this big circular piece of metal that had already been sort of rolled in a big circle. So they took the pieces and they didn't want the material.
So you got the canopy for nothing, which
Yeah.
we have used here. When Deborah, see the birthday parties, they had the water slides and stuff here. You laid it out. It covered the whole property here. So you could, so the kids could get in and out of their water slides and stuff.
Without taking wood chips into
Right.
the water slide.
Right.
So it's a nylon material, and it just stuck when they got out with wet feet. If they had the water slide on the wood chips would have gone into the water slide, and that would have been the end of the water slide.
The end of the party, but oh well. So Stella has got plastic chairs in a tote garden. Wonderful. Now, I've got some questions all the time. So do you have to put the totes on chairs? I get these questions. No, you can put the tote anywhere you want. Can you stack the totes? I've stacked them 3 high. Yes, you can. If you had a really big one and then you had a smaller one inside and a smaller one on top, I've done it. I haven't done it lately, but I'm going to stack those differently. You'll see when I get that set up. So you can stack, but to me, this has been the easiest to take care of, and this is why I like it just the way it is. Just the easiest. But you know, you do whatever works for you. That's the thing. Okay, so you already answered Roberta on what's going on in your garden. Let's see. Oh, you got it?
Yep.
Okay. We are getting windy. I think we're going to wrap this thing up soon because we're going to have to put this down. Boy, it wasn't supposed to be windy today. You're getting really windy. See, I'm trying to read the tea thing. You know, I need to do the tea thing. I looked at my hands the other day and they looked a little, I've been looking at them, they're dry. It's like, why am I not making my mint tea? I know better than that. I think we just need another sandbag.
No, I think that actually bent something.
It did it earlier and then I just, okay, now you got to fix my umbrella or get a new one. I like my umbrella. We're going to have to put it down in a few minutes. It wasn't supposed to be that windy today. I think we've been windier than we have in a long time because I haven't been able to put out my little whirly things for a long, long time. See, I'm still trying to go through if I can. Crazy. Farm girl. I'm going to plant trees in some of my totes. Well, it depends on what trees. You've seen the tree. I'll show you what happens when you plant a big tree in a tote. You know. We did not plan on this purposely to do this. They will leave. You can. I don't see why not. This is a little dry right now because it just, well, there's too many in there. But we do get papayas. The biggest papaya was taken out. That one was way, way up high, and that finally just died out. But you can plant it in a tote, and then you can move it, or just let it do its thing, and whatever happens, happens. It's not something I would suggest, but I will say, you can start a lot of trees. I've started fig trees in totes. And what I've done is when I'm composting in place, well, not just the way I set this up, I just stick in like I did the, where's the papaya? There's the papaya cutting. Lost its leaves, but it's still green. I've just stuck in a lot of fig cuttings. You can just stick in fig cuttings and they'll take off, so you can do that. And then let them grow until you want to move them somewhere. But, you know, you do what you want to do. But if they get really big, they will leave the tote. Of course, we have papayas. That should be one to say not to do that. Right. So we've got this massive papaya. Isn't that amazing? Look at that. And is it in a tote? No, I've done worse. It's in a flower pot. And it's left the flower pot. They're all in flower pots. You've seen this on the garden tours. There's a flower pot. There's a flower pot. They're in flower pots. So yes, you can plant trees in totes. I'm not going to say where I'm located exactly. So let's just say Southern California. Fig tree cuttings and maybe citrus. You know what you could do? Not just fig tree cuttings. You could do rose bushes, any plant cuttings. Yeah, figs are really good. You that was weird. I thought I heard a duck. No, I thought I heard, maybe it was that Canadian goose that went over, that Canada goose that flew over. Was it this morning or yesterday morning? It just sounded like it was the goose. But yeah, you could try the cuttings. I think you could do apple cuttings that way too. Will baby birds eat pieces of bread? You just can try it. You know, if they know bread and if they've been somewhere and they've seen it, other people are throwing it out. I was a little kid feeding bread to the birds. They'll eat it. But if they don't know the bread, then they won't eat it. Try it. It's not going to hurt them. Bread doesn't hurt them at all. Bread's okay for them. Okay, they're talking to each other. Good. I thought I was going to have to answer a question. Oh, you are so welcome, Annie. Thank you so much. Let's say, I think I probably have not answered. It's windy in Connecticut too. Boy, we haven't been this windy. I love the rainbow garden, Joe R. This is really, it's just so pretty. I like color. I've always liked color. I like art and I like color. And I think color just pops and it just makes you feel good. I'm trying to go through all this. I can't think of anything else offhand. I think we're going to have to fold up the umbrella in a few minutes because it's really blowing. And I can't think of anything else. Okay, good. I see a lot of you are talking among yourselves. That's the way it should be. That's perfect. Archie, hi. Journey of Love and Light. Hi. His child, hi, from Mississippi. Oh, Laura, she keeps telling her dad not to try stuff from the store. Let me tell you something. That's from the store. I really lucked out this year. Walmart had some organic garlic, and I went ahead and tried it, and it wasn't treated, and we have more garlic than we know what to do with. That's garlic. That's garlic in the bucket down there. I'm going to plant more garlic. Gary's got garlic growing in totes. My daughter took the garlic home, and she keeps eating it, and I said, how are you eating the garlic? We just planted it. Because she came and got a couple buckets from me. And she said, they don't even care about the garlic. The greens are so good, it tastes like garlic that's been cooked in butter. So she's been eating the greens. So we lucked out. So your dad might end up with something. We had chia seeds from the store. They were bought at, they were from Sprouts and they were in bulk. I'm going to say over 2 years in my freezer and they grew. So I want to see the flowers on those. Carol used totes in Connecticut. She used totes. Yeah, I love totes. Okay. Okay, good. You're talking about among yourselves. Very good. Talk among yourselves. V Canadian. I'll say hello. Oh, good. Joe, she did get garlic and it worked. Yeah, just get organic and try. You know, we bought elephant garlic this year. Also from Walmart in our groceries delivered. It was not marked organic and they grew. That's what's growing here. It was not marked organic and it still grew. So they didn't treat it. And Gary's got it growing and you've got quite a few of them. I only took three. I took 3. That's going to go over again.
I've got quite a few in totes in my kiddie pool pots.
And they're doing really good?
Yes.
Now that'll be something, because you actually bought organic garlic for growing, and it didn't grow last time, right?
Yes.
And then Deborah, my daughter, actually ordered garlic from a company. I don't know what company. Oh, look, the trash cans went over. And she bought it to grow, and they never grew. And yet these grew this year. So it's kind of like, you know, you just try it and you may luck out. Oh, the woodchucks Laura got into Laura's buckets. Woodchucks. We're not dealing with woodchucks. That's like a badger, right?
No, woodchuck
But
is
woodchuck.
like it's kind of in the same family as ground squirrels, I believe.
Blueberry. I'm putting my blueberries in here, in the black thing. I've got 3 tiny little blueberry plants. Good luck with your blueberries. They would be really nice to grow. Karen wants to know how we met. I met you at like a swap meet type thing.
Yeah, at the fairground.
At the fairground I met you. And then I saw you somewhere else months later. Yes, I do have a video up, Terry, on making these things. Let me grab it. But I didn't put up, I'm trying to reach over. What I didn't put up yet is how to make these things. And we're going to get into this because this is so easy to make. But yes, I've got the video on how to make the simple plant stakes. And now I'm getting into other plant stakes. Not the, look, even my hummingbird flew over from the wind. I'm making the plant stakes in all different ways right now. So I'm planning on doing that. What I was working on today was like a quick cold frame, because it's working so well. I ordered more totes because I have ideas of how I want to grow lettuce all year. But I do have something, a simple one on making the plant stakes. And it's so easy to cut the lid and just go for it. Do not throw your lids away. Okay, good. Ask them over and over. They want to know about your bricks. Crazy Farm Girl wants to know how when are you going to have that one pretty soon?
Hopefully. The issue
Yeah,
was,
you tell them the issue.
I started working on it and I left the camera rolling.
For what? You got 10 hours of
So
video?
I've got 10 hours of 10 hours of tape that I have to go through and
That's going to go over.
edit it down so that it's a video. Otherwise, it's not going to work. So I know I learnt something. Next time I'll know just to take short clips and then shut the camera off and continue working.
Yeah, but you know, I think you could just put the clips together and narrate what you did. That's the main thing. He's got 10 hours to go through a video. Instead of doing it in short clips and putting it together, that's what I think is flabbergasting him, is like, oh my gosh, what do I leave out?
Yeah, well, I've been working on it this week.
You know what? I think you've got some people that have nothing to do that will watch you for 10 hours building the entire thing from scratch.
It'll be like the Yule log.
That's right, the Yule log. Put it up for Christmas, and they could just let it run, and you'll watch 10 hours of Gary building the bricks.
But I've got more projects to do using the same technique. So I'm working on the technique and I'm getting better at it.
Oh, Louise is in Riverside. And she lives in a mobile home and she has a big garden. Perfect. Riverside, you get warm out there too. So totes should work really good because you can keep those holes up and retain water. Yeah, that she's in the house. But yes, she loves her broccoli. Isn't that funny? Okay, so you got how to make the bricks. Was that the same person? Okay, yeah, it was the same person. So you're not overwhelmed with 25 people asking how to make bricks. Okay, Crazy Farm Girl again. Let's see, what kind of fish do you use? You already answered that, but
Yeah.
What kind of fish again?
Gambusia or mosquito eating fish.
There you go. And you got them both at Petco, didn't you?
No, I got those from our friend Craig.
Oh, Craig got them at the tropical fish store.
But you can get those from, if you've got a mosquito control department or different counties have different mosquito control, what would you call it, organisations or districts, and they will give them to you for free or they're inexpensive. Some pet stores do sell them.
Let me see if I can turn this around, how bad I look. Okay, there you go. We'll do that for a minute. So, but you can buy them. They're feeder fish from the pet store, I think,
the
right?
rosy red minnows are feeder fish, or you can get those at bait stores. And they're fathead minnows, and they're also called,
I'm gonna drop
they're
my
also
camera.
called toughies.
Let me see how I can hold this better. There
Yeah.
we go.
I got those for a little bit of colour. They're not as good as the mosquito fish because the mosquito fish come up and they gulp air, so they can handle worse water conditions. So they can handle very poor water conditions. The mosquito control people drop them in abandoned swimming pools and all sorts of places.
Yeah, but
So
if you did, I'm just saying, if you didn't want to run after them and look for them, you could just go to the pet store, right?
you might be able to find them at pet stores, yeah.
The goldfinches are back.
Oh, definitely pond stores if they sell sort of outdoor pond stuff.
Veronica's got bananas. She's in 10B. We're in 10A, right?
10A, yeah.
Deborah's in 10B?
Yes, Deborah's in 10A.
Okay, so they should work out really good. Okay, she's not sure when to pick them. I have and I have bananas or plantains, not sure on the trees. When should I pick them? When do you pick your bananas?
I wait. Sometimes I wait too long and they're overripe. But if they're starting to turn yellow a little bit, they're still good. So
You just bring them in, so I don't know.
You just bring them in. It depends. So we don't have a lot of pests that will eat them off the tree here. I haven't had that issue. But if you live in a place where maybe you've got something that knows what they are and they'll come up and they'll eat them, or you get them in a little early and place them somewhere and hang them somewhere where they'll ripen up.
Or just leave them on the stem if they're too. So you bring them in, and some are green and some are yellow, and we just use them as they turn.
Yeah.
Okay.
So some of them will start turning yellow when the others aren't quite ready. So I just bring the whole bunch in and I'll just set it somewhere.
Nadine said, let's see, Crazy Farm Girl saying, thank you. Howdy from Texas, Serenity Blue. Nadine says hello from 9B. Patricia. Oh, we really don't have that much. The dogs and some birds and chickens.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, and your fish. And your dragonflies.
And the dragonflies.
We have so many wild birds now, they're costing us a fortune. And they scream and they get into the windows. Do you have chickens? We were going to make a brooder. We never got around to the brooder.
I never got to that.
I don't know how many people are doing chickens, but you can put a brooder together for next to nothing. Because and bees. That's right, we have bees. He has bees. Yeah. Yours right. And it's still snowing in Maine. Oh, I cannot take the cold. Even when it gets cold here, I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't move. I love the heat, can't take the cold. Oh my goodness. Yeah, because Craig had his chicken and he got a brooder and it was like 250 watts and his electric bill was outrageous, and there's no reason for that because we know how to run a brooder with 20 watts, isn't there? What is it? 25 watt bulb?
Yeah, if you...
Laura, happy Easter. Christina, hi. Oh, that is wonderful. The lid, I'm going to turn you guys around. Yeah, that thing is, I just started using this a little bit ago, and this has been fantastic. Like I said, I used it to start plants in the totes down there. I didn't have to worry about birds coming in because birds eat the seedlings. Once they start getting the mature leaves, then they don't seem to bother it. But the seedlings, oh my goodness, it works so good. And then I made the bigger one. We'll talk about that because that's what I'm trying to work on now. Let's see. Pat started putting them in bins. Happy Easter to Christina. Okay, I don't know if that was, she did it twice. That's okay. The tool has been great. And then you said you could even cover this with plastic.
Yeah.
Clear plastic.
Clear plastic.
We're going to have to get into how we made this. This is there's multiple ways of making this. I can literally knock one of these things out, and I've done it in a matter of minutes. This thing is so easy to make. So easy. This is what's making noise. I'm going to make a ball. As soon as I get the ball, you guys are going to see my ball. This is square. This was actually made out of a milk carton. And see the leaves? The leaves were in there for design, and now the leaves are breaking away. And it works. See the leaves? Isn't that pretty? Milk carton. I actually like that. I was just playing around with the cement when you were cementing this, and it came out really cool. I like it. Anyways, yes, this has been great. We'll get to this real soon, how this thing goes together. A couple different ways to make it. You got the lids, you can make that thing in minutes. I love my tool. I would not be able to have half the garden without the tool. Clear plastic. Yes, if you needed to use clear plastic, it would be temporary, because clear plastic, as far as a tote, that's like a water bottle. It's not the same plastic, but just saying, the sun goes through the UV rays and it disintegrates in a year. If you didn't mind that it's not going to last, it would be fine. These, as long as there's soil in there, I've got some now that are about 6 years old. So, and you know, you just water your soil and it keeps it soft. I like Sterlite. That's not to say that Rubbermaid isn't good, but I like Sterlite. It's got a flex. It flexes. I don't know if you can see that. See. Okay, well, it flexes, and so they last for years. Now, if you get something that's super heavy duty, the totes are going to be hard. The tote lids will be harder to cut. Oh, okay. Blended Dreams. I ordered the wrong solar bird bath thingy. All right, you probably ordered the flat one. I ordered 2 of those. I haven't used the other one yet. You used it, and it disintegrated in a year. But you know what? You can still use it. My daughter swears by her. She loves it. She got a little bird bath. She put it in the middle. I know it drains. She won't admit it. And she likes it, and it brings the birds. Any issues with black totes? No, they don't get too hot. You would think it does, but it doesn't. Nope. If you see a lot of the original ones, I don't have any here right now. The upside down planters are all in black. You would think it gets too hot. It doesn't bother the plants at all.
Nursery pots.
Nursery pots, you're right. Nursery pots are black. No. You would think it would, but the soil doesn't let it get that hot. So if you've got black, and that's going to be black over there, the ones against the wall on the bottom, those are heavy duty. And then I've got the other setup I'm working on here, and that's a special setup. When I get it, that's going to be black, and I've been growing in black, so you'll be fine if you want to use black. I'm going to get a kind. I see. I have been filling it with water 3 times a day. Do you know, I only water even this garden even here. I think, and we've been warm. Every 3rd day, I think I come out here and I hit it with some water. The totes really retain water really good. Now, when it's really, really hot in the summer, I will come through here once a day. And your garden with the wood chips, you only water it. I don't even know if you water it much right now, do you?
Yeah, right. Right now, I'm starting to go down at least once a week because we haven't had any rain. So right now, I'm watering a little more just to get the soil rehydrated.
Okay, so you're watering it. But normally, you're like once a week in the winter and a couple times a week in the summer, I think?
Yeah.
Okay, his child has voles. Those are those moles? Voles.
Voles, yeah, they're a small rodent sort of...
Yeah, but if you've got totes that can't get in, they don't get in, do they?
No, they're not.
That's the other reason my neighbor went into totes, because they have gophers.
Yeah, I don't think they're not like chipmunks that can leap.
Okay.
I don't think they can leap like chipmunks can leap really high.
Okay, Susie's looking for your video. I think if you're asking about the raised beds, you built raised beds in your garden? Did you ever talk about your raised beds you built in the garden?
No.
Okay.
I don't-
I don't know. I don't watch your videos. I have a hard enough time watching mine when I'm putting it together. It's like, no, I don't want to hear myself over and over. He is going to put together one if you're asking about the bricks pretty soon. He's trying to take 10 hours of video and put it down to 20 minutes.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It'll probably be about 20 minutes.
But let's see, I have banana trees. They do produce bananas, but I don't know what they are. Are all bananas edible?
I
Let me-
believe.
Okay, I almost shut this off. You're live. Okay, we're still here. I hit a button and it disappeared. Okay.
Yeah, I believe all bananas are edible. There are some more ornamental varieties that actually produce seed, and they've got a lot of seed.
Oh, if they're ornamental, they would have seed.
Yeah,
Okay.
Not all ornamentals have seed or produce bananas.
But she just doesn't know what they are. You bought a banana from the store. You didn't know what they were until they produced bananas.
Now I'm not really sure. I thought it was a dwarf. I got it from the store. I thought it was a dwarf Cavendish, but I've got some dwarf Cavendish coming, and I'm not sure exactly what it is anymore. Helicopter's going over, so it's noisy.
Great. Let's see. Millions of 17-year-olds Totes will be. Okay, so she's protecting plants with tulle. Did this turn it on?
No, I think there was some noise out front.
Oh, I didn't hear. Okay.
Our dogs were barking.
Because he's circling. Oh, let me step out. I waved. I think he's leaving. Okay. Oh, no, he's not. I waved. We're here. Hello. Okay, he's leaving. The helicopters like us. You have a video on growing watermelon and totes. I never made separate videos. I'm going to try to do more of that. I don't know. I've showed the watermelons that we grew. You know what? I will make sure to get it together this year because I actually have a watermelon coming up. One seed. I planted 2 in a plastic bag. Oh, it's over here. And there, I just took it out. And I've got a, let's see if you can see that. See? Sugar baby watermelon. I have 1. Where'd it go? I'm trying to find the camera. 1. So these are cucumbers, and that's a watermelon there. You know, just plant it like anything else. I wouldn't plant more than 1 watermelon per tote, but you can plant other things with it. So that's not an issue. Just just that because they suck so much water, and you want to make sure the watermelon, the fruit's going to get a lot of water. So I would definitely do. Yeah, I would do 1 watermelon per tote. But again, you can plant whatever else. You could even plant tomatoes or something else with it. Mine had tomato plants last year. It was in the chair garden. There were tomato plants growing with the watermelon, and they did fine. I think both of them had something like that growing. Rhonda, happy Easter. I'm trying to see if I can. V, Canadian. She couldn't grow ginger from the store. If it is irradiated, and they do a lot of that because it can really keep the shelf life on ginger for a long, long time, then you will not be able to grow it. Flat out, you will not be able to grow it. If it was soaked or dipped or sprayed with a retardant, what do you call it? Growth inhibitor, then at that point you can wash it off by soaking it. So that's the only thing I can say. It's a hit and miss on ginger and turmeric. Try a different type of store. Don't try the regular grocery store. You might be able to find the smaller market. Sometimes there's Indian markets or Hispanic markets. They sometimes get from growers, and they may not bother doing anything with it, and you can have better luck that way. Just try it. Marveline, hello from Alabama. I really don't want to. I know I'm missing so many people. Can you use peat moss and chicken manure in containers in addition to soil? That's from Barbara Williams. I do not buy peat moss. I've never liked peat moss. So that's up to you. You can do anything you want. The problem with peat moss, and you know who's real big? Gardener's World in the UK. They do not recommend peat moss. They always say peat free. You notice that? Even last night on the show? Peat free, peat free.
Right.
The reason some people don't like peat moss is if peat moss dries out at all, and let's say you have a hot day and it's absorbing water from the bottom, but the peat moss gets too dry, sometimes you can't rehydrate it unless you soaked it. It would be next to impossible or too hard or too much work. So chicken manure, yes, but the peat moss, you don't need peat moss, but that's up to you. Something strangles the roots. Peat moss? I don't know if there's some fact master. I got a loofah seed from Lisa on something. Okay, I think they're talking to each other, which is good. Melinda, hello. Jackie, hello. Are you, let's see, so we're going to grow something in the, I don't know what I'm going to do with the race car. It's one of those push carts you get at the store, and they were actually being used at Circuit City. And then when Circuit City went out of business, they blew them out for, I think I paid $50. Crazy, but I think I paid $50 because the thing is really solid, really, really solid. And I never used it. I was going to use it for my grandkids, and I never used it. And it sat for about 14 years. Peat moss kills, crazy part. Yeah, well, the reason, it's not that it kills, it dries out, and then you can't rehydrate it. And that's the issue with peat moss. It just isn't something that wants to rehydrate. It's fine when it's wet, but if it ever dries out, it's really hard. How many plants can we keep in a container? As many as you want. Both these lettuce are going to seed. This is an asparagus. I've got more lettuce here. I have a broccoli. I have red mustard from Baker Creek. I see something came in, took a nip out of that, probably some birds. I've got onions in here. Let's see, what kind of onions? No, that's a tomato cutting I put in here. Oh, those are walking onions. I do not label I'm labeling everything except walking onions. If you're growing something like this is all small except for maybe the broccoli, you can really load it up. If you're doing watermelon, I would do one watermelon and then some smaller plants. I did a watermelon and tomatoes. This is onions. Okay, and yes, they're too close, but it doesn't matter because when I need an onion, I'll pull in between. I did it last year. I did it the year before. You pull in between and then the other ones will start growing. You can really stuff everything pretty good. I'm going to hit that button again and I'm going to knock this off. Okay. And then let's see, is this a cutting? I can't remember. Oh, look, I don't know if they'll grow. This is Korean melon. And I've got too many in there. So do I have too many? If they all make it, yes, I do. You can put quite a few plants. In this one, I've got a zucchini. And then I've got the broccoli. The broccoli is lifted up. So this is perfect. So when I water the broccoli, even if I didn't water this, it would wet that tote really good. And it will send its roots down into the tote, but that's okay. This is just the cutting right now. I really should have stuck it straight in the container. And that will be lifted out. You know, put what you want. You can really, what did I put in this one? Oh, too many. 2 zucchini. I'm going to leave the 2 zucchini. I've done two zucchini plants as long as I feed them well, and that's part of their food. As long as I feed them well, I can do 2 zucchini without a problem. I've got mustard because they have shallow root system. I've got some, oh, I did mark these. Very good. Walking onions. Oh my goodness. I did not see that. Look at that. Look, you can't see it. You can't see it. I'm very excited about this. This is really stupid. It's a sprouting broccoli. I think I have the date wrong. I think it's actually from 2014. I've been trying to sprout them, and I got one growing there. That's an old seed, and it was the original sprouting broccoli plant I bought from somebody. The seeds, they were fabulous. They lasted for quite a few years. I found the seeds, and I've got one growing because it's marked. See, there's it says 2 zucchini. And then this tomato, I did not plant it. It came up on its own, and I might keep it. You can load it up as long as you're feeding it. And when I say feeding, if you want to buy food, that's up to you. But the way I make all these totes, all this water is plant food, and I just water it back. And we're going to get into what I'm doing there, and you can make your own plant food too. So you put in as many as you want. If you think it's too much and you think the plants are having a problem, just sacrifice a couple of them. That'll work too. So I can't think of anything. I should let you guys go. We have been on for over an hour, and I told you we were only going to be on for a few minutes. I always say that, don't I? So what else do you have to say, Gary? Because I'm going to say Happy Easter and go make dinner.
Yeah, Happy Easter. And my alarm went off maybe half an hour ago because I'm watering.
Oh, you left the water on?
Yeah.
What are you watering, bananas?
My bananas. Right
You mentioned that earlier. I just like that it's so quiet.
Yeah, half an hour ago, I guess.
It's quiet. See, I've got my cameras out. That's what I'm working on right now. Well, not now. I'm done. I think I'm going to go make dinner, and then I like coming out here and working until it gets dark. So I think with that, I'm going to say Happy Easter, everybody. I know I probably missed some of you. I don't use worm juice because the worms live in my totes, and then any of the water that comes out from the bottom, that will have everything they need. But you can, most certainly you can. Is it Gerald? Oh my God, goodness. Grenadine? I probably missed.
I can't.
Okay, it doesn't matter. I'm going to go back and wish
have
everybody
my
late.
glasses, so.
I don't know what's for dinner yet. We have chicken. I'm thinking of doing fish. Nobody's here. My family are still afraid to get together. So it's my grandson's birthday today, and my parents are in their 90s. We can't say that. I'm supposed to say my mother's 28. And so everybody's still waiting until everybody's vaccinated here. So we'll see what happens. But it's just us today. And Blended Dream, she's got worms in it. Oh my goodness, they're all coming through now. All right. Whole Foods ginger grows. Good. Then go to Whole Foods and get it. Where'd you get your first ginger? Do you remember?
From Sprouts.
You got ours are from Sprouts, the original one?
Hang on, ginger. No, I'm thinking of something else.
Was that from the Indian market?
No, from my first ginger.
Yeah, I don't know.
I got from Superior Grocers.
Superior.
Yeah.
Okay, because I know that some came from the 99-cent store and they started to grow and then they died because they were treated and they wouldn't grow. They got a little tiny shoot on them and then they just died.
My yellow turmeric and my white turmeric, that came from a small Indian grocery store.
That's what I'm saying. Try the small, what you call the ethnic markets?
Yeah, different ethnic markets. So if you're looking for ginger, any sort of Asian grocer, small ones tend to have better produce.
Yeah, they're real particular, and they also may know somebody growing it, and they get them from different farmers or people farming it.
So if you go to a regular grocery store, then their source may be sort of treated.
Basically, Backmaster, they're talking among themselves. That's what I even said. I wasn't going to talk to anybody. I said, you all have to talk among yourselves. It's a hit and miss. Sometimes if you can get a small little piece, it's worth trying. I mean, it's always worth trying. You even tried a long time ago, I remember, you knew the sweet potato wasn't going to grow, but you tried one sweet potato, the Hawaiian one, the purple one.
Yeah, the Okinawan.
I think you tried it, but it won't grow.
Yeah, if you get Okinawan purple or sweet potatoes growing in Hawaii, they've all been irradiated. So I've tried that, and that didn't work.
So then you bought it for growing. But that's the thing. Sometimes if it's cheap, it's worth trying. It's worth trying. All right. Happy Easter. I'm not sure if corn would grow in a bag. I'm going to say that I bet you they'll grow in a bucket. I know they'll grow in totes, but I bet you they'll grow in a bucket. But you can try the bags. Bags don't work that good for us here because of the wind. As you can see, the wind, and it gets very dry, and it dries out really quick. Okay, so Serenity Blue, she found the organic garlic. I keep saying I'm leaving. Where did you get your colored chairs? Oh no, Pat, the chairs are painted. The chairs are from the trash, and people threw them away because the paint was coming off. You know, the white was coming off, and I just got tester paint from Home Depot, and I painted them. One little tester paint jar, it will paint like 3 or 4 chairs.
Yeah.
So they paint it really fast. What?
If you buy a brand new chair, it's not going to work. Right?
Yeah, it's better if it's weathered.
Yeah.
You can paint it, but it might come off. But when you get a weathered chair, it really holds the paint perfect for years. Let me spin you around real quick. The chairs that are in my garden out there, way out there, some of those chairs were painted over 10 years ago. Over. I could easily tell you 15 years ago. And they're still holding the paint quite nice. They were old chairs. My daughter didn't want them. She gave them to me, and I painted them up. ZE said hello to Gary. Deborah, happy Easter. And Pat Walker, let's see, I think I've already said hello, but hello. Patricia's answering. Thank you, Patricia. She painted the chairs. Yes. And where do you get your, okay, so I think we're pretty good. Melinda, Inspire. Oh, thank you. I already answered that. I think we're good. All right. We're going to go in. It's so nice and quiet out here. I don't hear anything. That's what I like, when it's really quiet. Just hear the birds, and they're back in the feeder. And I probably have to go do hummingbirds, because the feeders were about half full. There's no hummingbirds here yet. There was been one hanging around the tree, but he hasn't come down here. Not that I've seen, but I hear him. He's doing the little click, click, click. Okay. Happy Easter, everybody. We have been on for over an hour, which we were not going to do. Okay, crazy. She'll watch. They want to watch your crazy movie. 10 hours of you. Well, when I say 10 hours, it took you quite a few days to do it, right?
Yeah, it took me longer than I needed to, but it was a prototype, so I had to learn how long I had to leave the concrete in the bags for, you know, and...
You haven't even told them how you made it.
No, I haven't.
You just did.
No, I said bags, so could have been the bags they came in.
Oh, that's true. It could have been. He has a mad method, and they're beautiful. And I watch him, and it gives me even ideas on stuff I want to do. But I just want to do small projects. Right now, I want to get a beautiful ball, and I don't have to weigh a ton. So we're gonna work on that. So goodbye, everybody. Happy Easter. We'll do some more live. And now that it only took me 30 minutes to get on, it took me that long to find it. Here was one little button, there was a little X, and I'm looking for something to say go live. So happy Easter. Here's the problem. I don't know how to say goodbye. I don't even see a way to hang up. I'll figure it out. Have a great Easter. Have a great day. Great evening. Good week. And that's it. Bye-bye.
Bye.